For those of us living in the Northern Hemisphere, it is well and truly springtime. So we've come up with some of our favorite selections for this time of year. First up, Lily by Comme des Garçons. There's a tradition in France to exchange lily of the valley, or muguet as they say there, on the 1st of May. So what better way to celebrate spring than to smell like lily of the valley? Surprisingly, one of our favorite Lily of the Valley fragrances comes from Comme des Garçons. It's surprising because the brand is known more for its avant-garde approach to perfumery, really celebrating synthetic notes, the notes that dominate modern life. But in this instance, they came up with a super naturalistic, almost hyper-real simulation of Lily of the Valley. It's very green, it's cold, clean, very natural, fresh. Now, even though Lily of the Valley was a very popular theme in perfumery from the 1950s through to the 1970s, think Diorissimo, it doesn't resemble those fragrances at all. In fact, it doesn't even resemble perfume, really. It resembles Lily of the Valley. And because it is so naturalistic and fresh, I see no reason why a guy can't wear this fragrance as well as women. So I encourage you to try. I won't tell anybody. For something decidedly feminine, we recommend Bambolina by Hilda Soliani. Ms. Soliani is a very interesting perfumer from Parma, Italy, and recently came out with a new line called Gli Invisibili. She got her inspiration from these small statues of saints that she once came across, and dedicates the different scents to guardian angels, or as she calls them, the invisibles. There's one word that really comes to my mind when I smell Bambolina in particular, and that's adorable. It's a completely cute, flirtatious, very feminine fragrance. A little bit of bubblegum, a little bit of fruit, something floral maybe, but it's all quite nuanced and natural. It's not going to smell like an artificial candy fragrance by any means. It's perfect for springtime. Bambolina is a great fragrance to appeal to your girly side. Listen, what we do in Paris is a secret. Now this may be true, but it's also the name of a great fragrance by A Lab on Fire, a new niche brand from New York. Whereas Bambolina comes across as flirtatious, a little bit innocent and fresh, what we do in Paris has more of a depth. It's more of a seductive fragrance. It was designed by the master perfumer Dominique Ropion, and it starts off with a little bit of powder, and then settles into these warm, delicious notes of honey, a little dab of vanilla, essence of rose, and heliotrope, a very interesting floral note that sometimes resembles almond, and that's certainly the case with what we do in Paris as a secret. It projects well without ever becoming heavy-handed and has fantastic longevity. Because of this, you might think about it as a signature fragrance. It's definitely wearable on a day-to-day basis, but because of its warmth and seductive quality, you might think about wearing it on those cool springtime evenings, especially date night. Gentlemen, 2 years ago, Creed came out with a fragrance for us called Aventis. Now, when you first smell it, you'll think, yeah, this is a really good Creed smell, and it has all the hallmarks of that brand. It's refined, gentlemanly, dashing even, but there's something particularly about Aventis that sets it apart from the other fragrances. It has that X factor, so to speak, and somehow opens the floodgates to compliments. Maybe it's that interesting pineapple note that starts the fragrance off. Whatever, it works. It stays fresh and true, clean, very attractive. It's the kind of fragrance you might discover this springtime, fall in love with, become used to the compliments, and decide to keep wearing through the year. Finally, we like Jardin du Poète for the springtime. It's from the brand Eau d'Italie, which is a line created for a specific hotel in Positano, Italy, called the Sirenose. All the fragrances are designed by master perfumer Bertrand Duchaufour. Jardin du Poète translates as the poet's garden, and not surprisingly, it smells like a green garden. It starts off with these fresh citrus notes, grapefruit, bitter orange, sweet orange, then suddenly it evolves into this bouquet of green. You'll get the stemmy green tomato vine smell, along with laurel leaves, bay leaves, everything green that you can possibly imagine. Has a little bit of a dewy freshness, so imagine a garden after a springtime rain. For something so bright and citrusy, you might think that it'll disappear a little quickly, which is often the case with naturalistic citrusy fragrances. But this has amazing wear. It just sticks around with you and stays fresh and very realistic the whole time. It's perfect for men and for women equally, and of course for poets. There you have it, the Lucky Scent Spring Picks. Happy sniffing.